Ukraine is facing serious problems in the east, where Russia's forces are grinding forward. Russian forces have increased pressure along certain front lines, particularly in the Donetsk region, where Ukrainian soldiers face a grim outlook. Ukraine is facing a grim outlook along sectors of the front, especially in the east. Kyiv's struggling with manpower and equipment shortages, among other challenges. Please subscribe and follow me. Russia's grinding offensive operations have been gaining momentum in eastern Ukraine as challenges for the defenders mount. At the moment, Ukrainian forces in the east have a problem. Over the weekend, Commander-in-Chief of the Ukrainian Armed Forces Oleksandr Syrskyi said his soldiers were facing one of Russia's most powerful offensives since the start of war in February 2022 along various sectors of the front line. Ukraine's shocking invasion of Russia's Kursk region briefly took the focus off the fighting in the Donbas, but now Ukraine is losing ground both inside Russia and at home. In the Donbas, Ukrainian troops are falling back from defensive positions in towns throughout the Donetsk area. Last month, Russia made its most territorial gains in a single month since the summer of 2022, more than 150 square miles. Its costly attacks appear to be achieving some success. Russia's advances raise concerns that it could capture Pokrovsk, which serves as an important center for Ukrainian military logistics and operations in the Donbas, where the fighting in Ukraine first began a decade ago. A dark outline of a Ukrainian soldier standing on top of the ground with trees in the background. Everything is black and set against a gray sky. Ukraine faces severe manpower shortages as its forces are stretched line across the front lines. And inside Russia's Kursk region, Ukrainian troops are also losing territory they've occupied since the August 6th invasion, and while the Russians face a tough fight to kick the Ukrainians out, Kyiv's forces inside Russia face challenges as well. On Monday, Pentagon Press Secretary Major Gen. Patrick Ryder said the U.S. believed at least 10,000 North Korean troops were in Kursk to help back the territory from Ukraine. A tough fight in eastern Ukraine. Russia's campaign in Ukraine has been costly. Western intelligence estimated in early September that over 600,000 Russian soldiers had been killed or wounded since the start of the war. Russia has also seen tremendous equipment losses, including thousands of armored vehicles. Despite the costs, both to materiel and personnel, Michael Kaufman, a senior fellow at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace and War Analyst, told the Intelligencer last month, the Russians have been making fairly steady incremental gains. Russia has built up certain meaningful advantages in manpower, industrial capacity, and materiel, and it has largely held the initiative this year, leveraging that for gains on the battlefield. Jack Watling, a land warfare expert at the Royal United Services Institute, recently painted a bleak picture in a Foreign Affairs article, writing that the Ukrainian forces are stretched thin along the conflict's 600-mile front line and are struggling with shortages of armored combat vehicles, artillery, and ammunition. Despite heavy losses, Russia has continued its momentum on Ukraine's eastern front. Russian Defense Ministry press service via AP. Positions on December 29 in Ukraine. Russia's recent success on the battlefield is raising questions about what Ukraine's future fighting looks like. Photo by Syrskyi Mykolchuk, Global Images Ukraine via Getty Images. And then when Ukraine's defenses are broken, Watling wrote, the Russians push forward and raid the trenches to capture ground. The